can share what the responses have been thus far, if there has been.
Okie dokie. So, to try to answer your question,
Yes.
and everyone who's followed me over from the Wartown Times or is in the car, they know that I consider Madam Mayor to be a friend. There are, a couple on council that I consider to be friends. I don't give two shits about Charlie Bibb. I think he's a disgrace. I think that he is just a smear on the face of Warner Robins, and I've publicly said that. I think that he doesn't need to be there at all. Okay. And of course, in that video, you can only see so much. The response near the end, and I was going to show it, but this would go too long. I mean, it's all a matter of record, so people can go back and look at the city council meeting. Is obviously, they weren't expecting anyone to really come out and oppose this smart city thing or whatever. I think that they did have a little bit of expectations that people would be pissed about Operation Rolling Thunder. And we've discussed this, me and the ladies. Listen, that triggered an entire city when they paraded stormtroopers through our town. What did you expect? With that much show of force with Operation Rolling Thunder and an entire city of veterans with PTSD, CPTSD, legal abuse syndrome, etc., and the melanated community and the brown people who are getting deported and put in internment camps, what did you expect? Did you not expect some kind of a pushback from a city that is literally called Wartown? Are you out of your mind? So I apologize. Sorry, not sorry, as the kiddies say. But it's like, I'm hoping, Marsha, that they just didn't think about the Fourth Amendment, which is scary as shit, okay? That's scarier to me. That at no point did any of these council people think about the Fourth Amendment before they signed a contract with Flock Security or whatever it is. But to try to stay on, because I just got triggered myself. I'm having an emotional flashback. Their responses, essentially, not verbatim, was, okay, listen, guys, we know that you're upset about Operation Rolling Thunder, okay? However, there's a hierarchy here, and Operation Rolling Thunder wasn't really like Warner Robins' deal. We had to do it because we all have bosses above us, okay? People who tell us what to do at another level in a hierarchy. Okay, so sorry, we didn't like how Operation Rolling Thunder was executed. Next time it'll be different because we have to listen to our authorities. We'll get to that. Okay, so that was one part of the collective response from City Council. Sorry about Rolling Thunder. We had to do it. The governor told us to do it. Okay, and then on the other end, especially Charlie Bibbers. Okay, which we'll get further into him. His reaction or response to my protestations about a 1984 Orwellian state was, we saved a baby. In 30 minutes, there was a baby kidnapped, and in 30 minutes, we found that baby. And so, see? And then I was absolutely livid because I'm like, they always do that. They always take it to the extreme. Of course, you're going to have a good story, okay, about saving a baby. And it's got to be a baby, too. It had to be a baby that they saved 30 minutes with the flock camera system, okay? And I'm sitting here thinking about Sabrina. Yeah, and in 30 minutes, a single mother got tased and kidnapped and taken to a cage. So I could spit that shit right back at you, Charlie Bibb, right? So that was kind of the response and was, okay, well, we can't really do anything about Rolling Thunder. We'll try to do better next time. It's really out of our hands. And then, hey, this is for public safety, having a camera that can scan everyone's whereabouts and where they go and yada, yada, yada. Okay, that was basically their response, right? So, I did not intend to blindside anyone with my remarks at City Council because I think that this is a blatantly clear situation and scenario. And if I got to be the kook that's on the wall, with his like on fire screaming, hey, the British are coming. You know what I mean? Because here's the thing. Like we said, any tool that you give well-intentioned people becomes a weapon in the hands of others. So I think that it really, honestly, Marsha, that what their response was is they were a little shell-shocked that, one, anybody was looking at it from this angle, and two, like, is this going to continue to be a thing? You know what I'm saying? And, you know, anyway, so that was kind of their response, which is, we can only do what our bosses tell us and believe us. We have the best of intentions with this surveillance system. So shut the fuck up and go home is essentially.
Okay.